For today's video, we will answer a math challenge given by one of our followers. And the question goes like this. If a squared plus a equals 44,444,442,222,222, then what is the value of a? Now you can pause this video if you want to give this problem a try. And now, let's answer this question together. Alright, so given this equation, a squared plus a equals 44,444,442,222,222, then our goal is to solve for the real value of a. So that is our goal. Now, how are we going to answer this question? Alright, to answer this question, what we're going to do is to make the left hand side, this a squared plus a perfect square trinomial. Now, here's how we do it. This is the shortcut. So first, let's have the numerical coefficient of a, which is 1, then divide this by 2, then square this, and we get a value of 1/4. Now, what we need to do is to add 1/4 on both sides so that the left hand side of our equation becomes a perfect square trinomial. So I will give you the shortcut and I will give you the concept why we get 1/4. Alright, now suppose we don't know what number do we need to add to make this a perfect square trinomial. So we know that we have a squared plus a. Now, what we're going to do is to use this concept, and we know that a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, this can be simplified as a minus b raised to the power of 2. So a squared plus 2ab plus b squared is definitely a perfect square trinomial. Now by comparison, we have here a squared, yeah. Next, we have here a, but in this term, we have 2ab. And we can say that 2b, this 2 times b, must be equal to 1 to make this equal to a. Now from here, we can now solve for the value of b. So just divide both sides by 2. So b must be equal to 1/2. And what we need to add is just b squared. So we need to square the value of b, which is when we square b, we square 1/2, and 1/2 raised to the power of 2. This will give us 1/4. So that we add 1/4 on both sides to make this left hand side be a perfect square trinomial. Alright, so let's focus on this equation. Now we know a squared plus a plus 1/4 is a perfect square trinomial, and what is its equivalent? So this is just a plus 1/2 raised to the power of 2. So how do we get a? This is just the square root of a squared. And how do we get 1/2? Of course, square root of 1/4. Alright, so we can replace a squared plus a plus 1/4 with a plus 1/2 raised to the power of 2. Now, how about on the right hand side of our equation? So let's combine them. So first, let's multiply this number with 4/4 to make their denominator the same. So we have now denominator 4. Now, 4 multiply this number. This will give us an answer of 177,767,768,888,888. And when we add this with 1/4, we get a value of this huge number. Alright, now what we're going to do here is we want to find the value of a, of course. So let's get the square root on both sides. Let's get the square root on both sides. And since we have an even power, so we have two possible values here. We have positive or negative. Now, the left hand side of our equation, this is simply equal to a plus 1/2. And on the right hand side of our equation, square root of 177,777,768,888 888,889, when we get the square root of this, we get a value of 13,333,333, and square root of 4 will give us 2. Now, we have two possible values here because we have positive or negative. So we have two cases. The first one is a plus 1/2 equals 13,333,333, and the other one is a plus 1/2 equals negative 13,333,333. Now, let's focus on the first case. So to solve for the value of a, let's subtract 1/2 on both sides. Now, if we subtract this, since they are similar fraction, we can copy the denominator, then subtract their numerator. So if we do that, we get something like 13,333,332. Now divide this number by 2, we get 6,666,666, and that is the first value of a. Now, how about the second value of a? So let's focus on the second case. Again, let's subtract 1/2 on both sides. And then, copy the denominator and subtract the numerator. So negative, this will give us negative 13,333,334. Now divide this number by 2, this will give us negative 6,666,667. And that is the second value of a. Therefore, our answer to this question, so if a squared plus a equals 44,444,442,222,222, then the value of a, we have two possible values of a. We have 6,666,666 or negative 6,666,667. And as always, we are done.